Assassin's Creed 2022, new leaks, Assassin's Creed Infinity, and Assassin's Creed Rift, release date, everything what we know so far. In this video, we'll tell you all the rumors which revolve around Assassin's Creed games. Ubisoft have somewhat confirmed that the next game in the Assassin's Creed series will be called Infinity, and could be released in 2022, but no one knows for sure. It could include all the different eras and characters from past titles, so here's what we know about the heavily rumored live service action game. The recent Assassin's Creed games have been massive in contrast to the first few games. Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla have favored combat and RPG elements over the platforming and stealthy nature of earlier iterations. Assassin's Creed has come an awfully long way over the last decade. With the introduction of Assassin's Creed Infinity, the world could go anywhere. Here's what you should know about Assassin's Creed in 2022. The next Assassin's Creed game is an ever-evolving game that ties in all previous titles. It will be a live service title, meaning the game you see on launch will be hugely different to the one you will see a year later. We don't know how this will work in practice, but it seems likely it will have tons of DLC and perhaps the return of a multiplayer mode. We've seen tons of live service titles like Fortnite, Rocket League and Valorant, but we haven't seen it for single-player franchises yet. We'll just have to wait until its launch to see it for ourselves. Ubisoft are obviously not afraid to switch things up and reinvent their cash cow. This could be the case in 2022, as Assassin's Creed Infinity is allegedly the title of the next game, and looks to once again implement some big changes. Instead of a one-off release in a certain era with DLC, Infinity is rumored to be a live service title. Information on the game is still quite minimal at this point. We are long past the yearly releases that caused the series to burn out prior to Assassin's Creed Origins. Valhalla came out in 2020, and it seems there's a good chance that Assassin's Creed Infinity will come out in 2022. If the game is to follow dates similar to other games in the franchise, it'll be closer to November 2022. However, the events of the last 2 years have seen countless games being delayed and put back. So there's every chance that Assassin's Creed Infinity may not meet this particular timeframe. Assassin's Creed Infinity is expected to be a live service game that looks to break away from the mold of normal AC games. As such, Infinity looks to be set over multiple periods of time, and players will be able to jump back and forth between them. As content inevitably gets added to the title, we wouldn't be surprised to see Assassin's Creed Infinity attempt to have multiple different eras explored down the years. Ubisoft have been very careful and quiet over the next Assassin's Creed game, but have said that it won't be free to play. The developers are trying to move many of their main games towards the free-to-play model like Rainbow Six Siege, but Assassin's Creed will not be one of them. Ubisoft have not commented on the availability of Assassin's Creed Infinity, but it's safe to assume that it will appear on most platforms, like PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, Steam, and new Steam Deck. The only real question marks are, will it appear on last-gen consoles, the PS4 and Xbox One, and will Infinity be an option for Nintendo Switch owners? The newest PlayStation and Xbox consoles have been out for a while now, so Ubisoft may look to phase the older consoles out of the release cycle. Also, several older Assassin's Creed games are available to buy on the Switch, but the most recent title, Valhalla, isn't, so we'll have to see how selective Ubisoft are being moving forward in 2022. A report by Bloomberg has suggested that a new Assassin's Creed game may be in development, which is a separate title from the upcoming AC Infinity. The report states that the game, which has been given a working title of Rift, is the next chapter in Ubisoft's long-running series. It also reveals that Rift was originally an Assassin's Creed Valhalla DLC, but Ubisoft altered their release schedule to turn it into a main franchise entry. Assassin's Creed Rift, which is unlikely to be its final name, was in development alongside Assassin's Creed Infinity as an expansion to Valhalla set to star the assassin Basim as the main playable character. The chapter was allegedly set to feature the popular character on his own adventure, possibly set after the events of Valhalla. However, during development, the studio decided to adapt Rift into a standalone game to help fill out its limited release schedule. As a result, the game is expected to be smaller in scope than its predecessor and not feature a huge open world as Assassin's Creed Valhalla did. The Bloomberg report also states that Rift will place more emphasis on stealth gameplay after previous entries were so reliant on combat. This may make it closer to earlier Assassin's Creed games that starred characters like Altair and Ezio. Despite what you might have thought, it seems the game will not be free to play. Generally, live service games tend to be free so they can acquire a huge player base before adding DLC or skins that can be bought. As we mentioned, how much you believe the rumors depends a lot in how much faith you place in online leaks and rumors. Though it's worth mentioning that it wouldn't be the first time key details surrounding Assassin's Creed games have leaked online years and months before the game would be released. Or equally, rumors which appear first on 4chan. There's been plenty of buzz around a China-Japan setting for the series, but this is the first time we can recall seeing news regarding anything set during the 100-Year War. At this stage, we'd take it with a pretty big dump truck worth of salt, not least given the plans Ubisoft has shared regarding Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We need to wait until Ubisoft is ready to reveal the actual game itself. It may happen or not, who knows. So far this all the rumors, spread around, that we know. If you have a question, leave a like and comment below. As always, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more contents.